On this episode of the Oklahoma Breakdown with Ikard and Lehman, presented by Riverwind Casino, we recap OU's win over Oregon in the Alamo Bowl. That's it. Please download it and subscribe to the podcast. Rate it 5 stars and write us a good review. Follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Just search Oklahoma Breakdown on any of those, and you'll find us. All right. Our man Michael Hosty will kick this thing off. It's time for the Oklahoma Breakdown. It's a beautiful Thursday, December 30th, and you're listening to the Oklahoma Breakdown with Ikard and Lehman, presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind is Oklahoma City's premier casino experience, and your health and safety are Riverwind's #1 priorities. There are so many reasons why Riverwind is consistently voted OKC's #1 casino, but it all starts with their amazing variety of gaming thrills and excitement. Riverwind's beautiful award-winning environment plays host to more than 2,800 of the latest electronic games with a huge selection of table games, including blackjack, blackjack match, roulette, and Teddy's favorite, craps. No matter what your game, Riverwind has it in spades and hearts. And Fridays in January from 6 p.m. to midnight, you can win your share of $80,000 in cash and bonus play in Riverwind's $80,000 Rockin' and Reelin' giveaway. Drawings are every 30 minutes, and grand prize winners will be selected at 11:59. If you need help finding your way, just visit riverwind.com. Riverwind Casino, still the one. Now, we're recording this at 2:33 in the morning on Thursday morning after the Alamo Bowl, and we've had a bit of an issue, Ted.
Yeah. I'd say so. There's been some issues. I rode in the back of a brand new Jeep Wagoneer back to the hotel because T-Row locked his keys in his car. Yep.
So the audio on Teddy's side may not be as good as it normally is, but it's late and we're going to get this thing done. So, we apologize, but not really. I guess we start with just how cool it was seeing Bob Stoops on the sideline. Man, it was a really fun experience for all the players. It was a really fun experience, I think, for a lot of these coaches. And Bob was having fun, man. And all week he'd kept things light, but and you were able to go to the practices, Ted. When it was time to work, that this team and that staff, they were working. And Bob Stoops, he wanted to win this football game. And it was so cool to see him patrolling the sideline with the visor on one more time, man. That was awesome.
No, it was so cool. It was fun, man. Just to see Coach Stoops over there back in his element. And he said, like, he had fun. He was right back into it. He's used to it. So it was really cool to see that, throughout the whole game. He was locked in. Halftime, they put out a really good first half, and like going at halftime and you were there, and it was, they weren't letting up coming out to start off the second half. But man, I thought maybe the coolest part of the night and maybe the coolest part of the season, and gosh, one of the coolest things I've ever seen was when Coach Stoops called Venables up there and took his visor off and put it on Coach V's head. That was awesome.
The ceremonial passing of the visor, if you will, that's something I'm going to remember for a long time. And I love, maybe the best part about it, and I don't know if they showed it on TV or not, but he called Venables to come up on the stage, and Venables was about as far away from the stage as he could be and had to like jog and weave his way through the mass of people. Like it didn't happen quickly, which made it kind of hilarious. But once he got up there, I thought that was a cool moment, and that it kind of represents just what Bob has done this last month for this program. Like he's made it clear it's not about him, it's about the program. And in that moment where a lot of people would have really just wanted to enjoy the spotlight themselves, he called He called Coach V up, and I thought that was a really cool moment, and it was classy as hell, Bob.
Yep. Nope. No, and you wouldn't expect anything else. He got up there, he said his piece really quickly and said, "Hey, let me show you where we're headed, and let's give it up to this guy. He's going to take us in the right direction, and the best is yet to come." Awesome stuff.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk a little bit about the game. And you look at what OU did offensively. First of all, I thought Cale Gundy called a hell of a football game, right? And he really, and we've talked about how invested this offensive staff was in putting together this game plan and making it a collaborative effort with all of them having input and being able to develop something that they were all really comfortable with and that the players were really comfortable with. And man, that's what it looked like tonight. Other than that first drive, right, where things looked just a little off schedule. I don't know if the guys were a little too wound up or what happened, when they went 3 and out initially. But other than that, they just kind of moved the ball at will against Oregon's defense.
They did. I thought the offensive line played great. They were blowing guys off the football. One of the things that we talked about all season is where's that attitude? Where's that nastiness that this group has played with in the past? And they showed quite a bit of that. I thought it was great. We saw some really good zone schemes in the running game. Kennedy Brooks was a beast, man. His patience and his vision and the ability to set up, his blocks and let those guys get out in front and do work was just awesome. I thought the H-backs had a really good night. I thought Jeremiah Hall had a really good night blocking. There's one where he was blocking a safety for about 30 yards down the field on one of those long runs. So all in all, a really good night offensively. And, we talked about it. We knew it was going to come, some RPO stuff and some more deep shots down the field. And we saw that big one to Mims and had a couple of other opportunities. So, yeah, I thought Coach Gundy called a heck of a game, man. It was awesome.
That throw to Mims, it was, and you even kind of were sensing it on the radio broadcast. Yeah, in fact, I think you said it right before they took the big shot down the field to Mims, that it felt like they had really just started to pound them with that running game, and eventually the Oklahoma's offense was going to take a big shot down the field. And right after you said that, that's exactly what happened. But there is a play we got to talk about, because I was just all kinds of pissed off because the rule is stupid. I mean, it's stupid because Mario Williams makes maybe the best catch of his OU career, right? A guy rips his helmet off. He keeps his balance and runs for a touchdown. And listen, I understand the player safety component of the rule. Like I get it. We all remember the Jason Witten play, right? Like but I understand the rule. You want to protect guys, but when the guy is running unabated for a touchdown, the defense should not be rewarded for ripping his helmet off his head. Can we use some common sense when it comes to the application of the rule? Because that's dumb as hell. I mean, I was so annoyed by it because the defense got rewarded for a penalty. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah, no, it is. It's frustrating. They're like, the rule is, I guess the rule makes sense. In my opinion, personally, and people may disagree with this, if a guy gets his helmet ripped off and he's not down, he's still up. If he wants to continue to run, he should be able to continue to run. If he feels unsafe and wants to give himself up, he should be able to give himself up. But I'm all about the discretion of the player. If he wants to continue to play while his helmet's off, let's go. Let's do it. I mean, like, what are we doing? How many times have we seen in the history of football, or at least in the recent history of football, where that scenario has gotten someone seriously hurt? I just can't think of it. I mean, maybe it's happened, but I can't think of one. So I leave it up to the discretion of the players. And if you don't want to do that, leave it up to the discretion of the referee. Like on a play like that where no one else is anywhere close and the result is an easy walk-in touchdown, well, I think you should be able to reward that touchdown.
No, I'm with you. And, looking at some of the skill guys that I thought played well, man, you look at Marvin Mims and kind of the year it's been for him. I was really glad to see him get that big play on the touchdown. Also had a really nice punt return in the special teams phase of the game. I liked what I saw from Eric Gray, and he was really close on some of those plays where it was clear they wanted to get him the ball early in this football game. And finally, as the game progressed, ripped off that big, I think it was about a 48-yard run, and then ended up catching the touchdown there from Caleb Williams to cap off that drive. And I believe that made it a 37-11 lead. And it was nice to see some of these guys who it feels like have been close all year, Ted, finally make some big plays. And Farouk also, I mean, hell yeah, that guy looked fantastic as well.
Yeah, he did. And, it's interesting for some of these young guys now, they're hitting a point where they've got a good feeling of the offense. They've got a good feeling of like how to practice, how to prepare. It's a process to getting up to speed in college football. And, you can see some big jumps from freshmen throughout the season. And I think we saw that, like, he kind of burst onto the scene. It's like, this dude's going to have something for us in the future. I liked what I saw from him a lot. And I agree on Eric Gray, man. There was a effort to continue to get him the football. And I think Toby said he ended up with 13 touches or so, which is awesome. We had seen times throughout the season where Lincoln, would give him a couple of opportunities and then go away from it. Well, they didn't go away from it. And it turned out being a really nice night for him, both on the ground and catching some passes. I thought he had a nice night.
Yeah, I was really impressed. But Kennedy Brooks just, I felt like the entire night, the first guy never got him on the ground. And that's how a lot of those things are designed, right? You look at him getting, whether it was a corner crack replacing or one-on-one with a backer in space or safety in space, like the first guy never got him down. And that's why he was the MVP of the game. I mean, he was about as good as I can remember him ever being. And I don't know what he's thinking when it comes to coming back next season, but if he does, and this is something we talked about on the broadcast, like he has the opportunity to be the all-time leading rusher in the history of Oklahoma football, which is just, I mean, that's clearly a hell of an accomplishment with the players that have played that position at OU. But I thought that's about as good as he's looked in an OU uniform. I thought he was awesome.
No, he was he was great. And I don't know, you probably heard me on the broadcast a couple of times. All I could do is just laugh. Like, because I knew it was coming. He'd have that little bit of a delay he has. It's a little stutter, and it just gives that extra count for those blockers to get out in front and for a hole to open up. And then he goes straight downhill. And the defenders don't have a chance tackling him once he gets going vertical and gives him one little move. He's able to step through so many tackles, showed some great speed, held on to the football. Yeah, I don't know, just by rough count, he's probably somewhere around 820, 815 yards away from being OU's all-time leading rusher. That's tremendous.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Caleb Williams. But first, the only place to stop when you're road tripping is Love's Travel Stops. Love's has over 560 locations in 41 states, offering 24-hour access to clean and safe places. Whatever your road trip needs are, Love's has it. Fuel, fresh food, all the snacks and drinks, including my favorite, Java Amore. That coffee is fantastic. Love's also has you covered if you forget your phone charger or headphones. They've expanded their mobile to-go zone so you can grab any of that stuff there. Make sure you download the Love's Connect app for exclusive offers from today's most popular brands. The Love's Connect app also includes a route planner and store locator. When you see that red neon heart on the highway, stop in and say hi at Love's Travel Stops. For a full list of what Love's has to offer, visit loves.com and make sure you bank at First Fidelity Bank. First Fidelity Bank is a full-service financial institution based in Oklahoma with tailored solutions for all your personal and business needs. Checking accounts, saving accounts, home loans, and much more. They do it all. Whether it's online banking from your computer or mobile banking from your phone, everything is stress-free with FFB. Making mobile deposits, paying bills online, and moving money to different accounts could not be easier. First Fidelity Bank also provides free ATMs worldwide, making banking convenient wherever you are. They also give back to the community. FFB donates a total of more than $500,000 to local charities and educational foundations. Make your life easier and go bank at First Fidelity Bank. Visit ffb.com for more information.
And Opolis Clothing has the coolest OU shirts. Their shirts look great. They're buttery soft and they last forever. Their shirts are the best. Opolis also has great OKC Thunder gear. Go to opolisclothing.com. That's OPOLIS clothing.com and use promo code TED, TED, for 15% off your entire order. That's opolisclothing.com and use promo code TED for 15% off.
Okay. Thought Caleb Williams played really well, right? It seemed to me like it was the most in control I had seen him be. Like he looked very comfortable with what they were doing offensively. And you look at some of his best throws in the game, right? I thought the touchdown on the corner route to Drake Stoops, that was a beautiful throw. Clearly the deep ball to Marvin Mims, there's not many guys in college football that can make that throw. The one to Eric Gray for the third touchdown, maybe you could say he was probably a little late with that throw, but still, when he saw it, he let that thing rip. And I thought the coaching staff did a really good job of working with him, making sure he was comfortable with what they were doing with this game plan, Ted. And he played really well. He played really well and used his legs when he needed to. They didn't do a ton of the QB run game stuff, but he was composed and did a nice job. And certainly the way that the Sooners ran the ball in this game against Oregon, that helped everything, made his life a lot better. But overall, thought it was a solid performance from 13.
Yeah, I agree. He did a really good job early. When there was a couple of guys that got through in some pass protection things, and he made guys miss there in the backfield and was able to get out and either get the ball downfield or scramble and pick up a first down. And I thought, the best thing of the night was that deep ball to Mims. Is a big time throw, and that he struggled with that this season. His deep ball it hasn't really been good. It's been a little off. He's missed some guys, he's overthrown them, and he's also underthrown some guys to where they had to stop and wait on it. Still had some good results with some of those plays, but it wasn't the hit the guy in stride. And boy, he laid it right out there perfectly for Mims on that one. I thought that was excellent. I thought his decision making was good. He even tried to throw a couple of guys back shoulder, it looked like, and they weren't able to track the ball down, whether it was the lights in there or something. It was kind of weird, but you could see him running over to guys and say, "Come find me. I'm trying to get it to you back shoulder." But no, I thought he was clean. I thought he was efficient. No balls in jeopardy of being intercepted. He shows why he's the sky's the limit with his ability.
Yeah, I guess, the one play where he put the ball in harm's way, so to speak, was when he ran it. It was really weird. And Kennedy Brooks kind of got pushed in the backfield, and he ended up fumbling, and the ball was just laying on the turf for, it felt like forever, but he was able to get back on it and avoid the turnover. But now the question becomes, what's next for him? And he was rocking the cowboy hat. By the way, the celebratory cowboy hat was just hilarious all night. It was really fun. And that was, from what I understand, Coach Stoops told us that that's something that they gave him. And he was like, what am I going to do with this hat? And they turned it into like the big play hat. I don't know. It was silly, but the guys were having a really good time with it. But Caleb Williams was rocking it in the post-game presser, which was, I was glad a lot of people finally got to hear him speak to the media for the first time. It's clear the young man can handle it. That's for sure. But he kind of avoided the questions about whether or not he is going to be back at Oklahoma. And Ted, you and I, we've been down in San Antonio for a while with, we're staying at the team hotel and we're talking to coaches and we've been talking to players, and man, I don't know. I'll say this. I haven't had one person say, yeah, he's definitely coming back. I mean, not one person I've talked to about it this week has said that. So there seems to be quite a bit of doubt, right? Or at least that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah. And I'm frustrated by it. I don't like, this type of stuff just doesn't, I get it's kind of the new way of doing things. And I understand. And this is an old take by me, but I feel like it's one of those things where you kind of end up in one way or another, kind of holding the team hostage about like what's going to happen. And there's not going to be any new information between now and whenever that decision is going to be made. So I'm frustrated by it. I'll say this though, and I think he is an excellent player, and I think he's got the chance to be the best quarterback in all of college football next year. But I also think that Oklahoma's going to be just fine if he goes somewhere else. I do. I think we're going to be fine. Whenever we've had all this talk about the program's bigger than one man, well, it's bigger than one quarterback too. Would it benefit us if he was here? Yeah, I think it would. But I still think we're going to be okay without him if he does go elsewhere. So I hope he's here, but I don't like the process. I'll be honest with you.
I'm with you on that, and it would have been nice for at least one person to say that he was for sure coming back. That would have been nice to hear, but that's just not the case. Ted, I have good news. Your stuff has arrived. So we're going to take a break right here and we're going to get some better audio quality. How's that sound, baby?
Yes.
All right, we're back. Ted's got a headset. Sounds way better. If you'd like to send any formal complaints about Ted's audio quality the first 20 minutes or so, you can send those to Toby Rowland, who locked his keys in his car. That I honestly, I didn't even know you could still do that with modern car technology. I'm not mad. Okay. No, we handled it well.
It seems like a poor loophole that you can open the lift gate of your Tahoe, put your bag into the back, shut the lift gate, and the car still be locked. That seems like a poor, that's not right. And I've almost done that before.
Yet it happened to us tonight, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that the start sounds so bad, people. I apologize. But it is what it is. It's really late. We're not starting over. I'm sorry. Okay. Last stuff on Caleb Williams. You look at this possibly being his last game as an Oklahoma Sooner. And it's weird to think about it that way, but just from everything we've heard this week, and Brent Venables is certainly trying his best, right? I mean, he got up on stage, and I don't think it was any accident that he said what he said about Caleb Williams leading the offense, moving forward with this program with Caleb Williams leading stuff. I thought that was pretty savvy by Brent Venables, man. But I was not encouraged by a lot of the things that I heard, but clearly he's got a decision to make, and it's a weird situation with, that we're just not used to with all the success that OU quarterbacks have had here recently.
Yeah. And that's the thing that I keep coming back to is where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? And I know Lincoln Riley's not here, but we had 2 Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks before Lincoln Riley showed up. And we're going to have Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks in the future without Lincoln Riley. So, like, I don't know where you're going to go. There's not very many destinations out there, in my opinion, that are even close to Oklahoma right now. I think Oklahoma is poised to have their next run at dominance.
Right. All right. Let's talk about the defense. But first, concussions are a part of football, Ted.
They don't have to be a part of your pool party. Nip the slip with SoftRock's rubber safety surfacing and spend more time enjoying your outdoor parties and less time worrying about a slip and fall on your pool deck. SoftRock of OKC specializes in customized, slip-resistant decorative rubber surfacing for your pool decks, patios, walkways, and gym floors. Local business owners Heidi and Cody Clark at SoftRock of OKC are ready to help you prevent that next slip. Visit softrock.com/OKC. That's SOFTROC.com/OKC for more information. The Clarks also own the Driveway Company. The Driveway Company has tailored solutions to eliminate all of your driveway problems. They can repair cracks, clean and seal your rotting grass-filled joints to prevent water damage, ultimately saving you thousands of dollars in future repairs. Visit thedrivewaycompany.com/OKC for all of your driveway repair needs. Learn more about the SoftRock and the Driveway Company by visiting their Facebook and Instagram pages or by calling 405-294-9834.
And send your kids to Bishop McGinnis Catholic High School. Bishop McGinnis Catholic High School has a long tradition of educational excellence. With a 12-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio, no student is overlooked. Bishop McGinnis's college prep curriculum offers 22 AP courses. There are numerous clubs and organizations for students to join. And as a proud member of the OSSAA, there are 14 sports offered. By the way, 2 McGinnis guys played in the Alamo Bowl. No big deal. No big deal. If you want to provide the best possible educational and spiritual development for your children, contact Bishop McGinnis Catholic High School or visit bmchs.org. Financial aid is available.
And guys, winter is here, but the weather doesn't matter because it's always hard seltzer season. And there's only one hard seltzer that we drink on this podcast, and that is Sonic Hard Seltzer from Coop Ale Works. It's perfect for any occasion. We drink in the hot tub, by the fire, and at the tailgate. You can buy 12 packs of the iconic Sonic Drive-In flavors like Cherry Limeade and Ocean Water, or you can grab a citrus variety pack or a tropical variety pack. Find it at your local grocery, convenience, and liquor stores.
Okay. How cool was it to see Brian Odom calling the defense? Right. He's one of your closest friends. And should we start with, let's start with the positive stuff. Let's start with how the first half went defensively, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. Cause I thought, they got rocked on their heels a little bit right out of the gate, and then they settled in really good. Gave up that field goal, but then defensive line settled in, started doing a little bit better against the run. I thought the back end was locked in pretty good. We were getting some decent pressure on Anthony Brown. I thought we tackled well out on the perimeter at the corner and at the safety spots. There was a couple of things with the backers, but I thought the run fits for the most part were pretty good. I thought that there was some really good stuff. We had some guys rotating through on the defensive line that ended up doing a pretty good job. It's not an easy spot to be in, but thought those guys handled it nicely.
Pat Fields ends up being named the defensive MVP of the game. And I was so surprised by that. And I realized he led the team in tackles, but normally like a defensive MVP makes some sort of like game altering play, or like it's a big sack, big interception, something that it's like, oh no, Pat Fields just kind of did his job, racked up some tackles and got a nice trophy out of it. I thought that was kind of indicative of his career at Oklahoma, where he was a guy that, maybe he didn't have the big splashy plays all the time, but was just kind of consistent, man. And you knew what you were going to get from him.
Nope, no doubt about it. And I thought he did play a nice game. I thought that pass interference call, I only saw the one replay of it from the back end kind of end zone shot, and it didn't look like pass interference to me.
That was
And
bullshit.
yeah, maybe they reviewed it a couple more times or played it a few more times on TV, and there was some more contact there. I never got a great look at it. In live action, I thought it was pass interference, but when I saw that first replay from that different angle, I was like, I don't think so. But other than that, he was sharp. I thought he did good things. Obviously had a good game tackling, clean game tackling, and back to Odom. I thought he called a great game. I thought there was some really good things that they did. Some of the drop 8 stuff I thought was nice. They had some cool pressure packages where they were showing that double A gap pressure, which I'm a massive fan of. I thought they adjusted really well to some of the run game stuff that Oregon does that can be pretty intricate, some unbalanced stuff, some X off stuff with motion across the formation. There's a lot of stuff going on there, and to get like your front 7 engaged and prepared for that whenever you're missing most of your high production guys, thought was excellent. I thought he did a great job. I thought he did a great job, not just tonight calling the defense, but as a linebacker coach at Oklahoma with a lot of the details and different things that he brought to that room. So loved having him here. I wish he was staying, but hopefully we get him back in a couple of years.
Okay. I think that anyone that watched this game was really pleased. Like any OU fan that watched this game was really pleased with what it looked like in the first half defensively. And then the second half happened. Did the corners just not want to cover people? Like DJ Graham got run by 3-4 times. There was that weird play where Oregon's wide receiver the ball landed right next to him and he just didn't try to catch it. I don't know if he lost it in the lights or what, I don't know, but that second half, just so many big explosive plays in the vertical passing game for Oregon. I mean, what went wrong?
Which, by the way, if he catches that ball, it's probably a different ball game. I don't know what was going on there. I think DJ Graham's faster than that. I don't know. I don't know if he got to where he was guessing. Whenever you're a deep third player at corner, it can be a tough ask, right? You're giving a cushion. You're either you start lined up on the guy and you bail on the snap or right before the snap, or you align with the cushion and be ready to drive forward on a play. You're responsible for the deep third of the field, but that go ball is yours and yours alone, and you're not going to get any help on it. And I don't know. I don't know if he was just risking it too much and not giving himself enough cushion. I don't know what it was, but it looked like he didn't have the speed to be able to keep up and just got flat run by. And I know he's faster than that. And I don't know. I wish I had an answer as to what went down there, but once Oregon found that and saw it and is like, we're going to be able to run by these guys, they took advantage of it. And, later in the game, we had to switch it up and start doing some different things. But, luckily we had built in a lead because, some of the other coverages that we ended up running left us a little more susceptible to some of the run game in the interior. So that was interesting. That was not a good look there in the second half. I mean, the first half we were good. The third quarter, frankly, is whenever we gave up the bulk of the yardage in that game. And I don't know what it ended up being, but they ended up with nearly 500 yards. And a lot of that had to have come in that third quarter.
Yeah. And the one, I actually talked to Odom about the one with Woody Washington. And this is something that has happened throughout the year. And you've brought it up multiple times, is the guys in the back end not communicating the motions properly, right? When a guy motions across the formation and you're in one coverage, when that guy motions across, it changes a whole lot. And it sounds like Woody Washington thought he had a safety over the top. And it was rather obvious he did it because just a couple of those touchdowns. I mean, it was bad ball, man. It was bad ball, but they were able to, since they did play well and kept Oregon out of the end zone in the first half, they were able to get away with those mistakes. But man, I wish just for Odom's sake, like I wish they wouldn't have had that third quarter, like, and given up all those points, because I thought he called a hell of a game, and like they were playing at a pretty high level. Although a couple of the edge guys, like I thought this was a big opportunity for Reggie Grimes. I wasn't overly impressed with the way that he played in this football game. I thought Stripling did some good things, right? I thought he was disruptive. Jalen Redmond even was a little more quiet than I was hoping he would be, although he had some disruptive plays in this game. But yeah, when you think about, and I know the 2022 season's a long way away, but you're hoping to see some growth. And maybe I'm being a little too critical, and maybe it's because it's 3:13 in the morning and I'm grumpy.
Well, I don't think you're being too critical. There's some things that absolutely cannot happen. You cannot be on one knee, turned around looking at the linebackers when the ball snapped. Like we saw it in the very first series, Oregon's going to go up tempo on us, right? So whenever that's the case, you have to be ready to play. And multiple times throughout the game, our defensive line was just absolutely not ready to play whenever the ball snapped and we get blown off the ball. Our edge guys, not disciplined in how they played some of the run game on the outside. You can't fly up the field past everyone and leave a gaping hole behind you. You can't just run up the field whenever you're unblocked. You have to shut it down and close space between the end guy on the line of scrimmage. It's just how it has to be. If you've got pullers coming at you, you have to go physically set an edge and anchor the defense. You can't open the gap massively to where the running back never even has to slow down. It kills everyone behind you trying to fit the play. Backers at times need to be able to come downhill more forcefully, need to be able to find the gap, hit the gap. But I thought for the most part, the edges of the defensive line is where we're going to need the most work. And that's obvious, I know, because Isaiah Cousins and Nick Benito, our two edge guys, have been two of the best players in this defense for the last couple of years, and they weren't there. I understand that. But if you want someone to sit here and tell you that it's okay and that's good enough to play like that, you got the wrong guy, because it's defense 101. And I don't care if you're third, fourth, or 15 guy, you've got to be able to do those things. You've heard it coached in a meeting room somewhere between 10 and 100 billion times. So follow the coaching points, have discipline, and play with the proper technique.
You just made a lot of great points, but all anyone is going to tweet you about is the fact that you just called Isaiah Thomas Isaiah Cousins.
Oh, sorry.
And it's late, people. And Teddy's already on the basketball season. Even years ago, Isaiah Cousins. I wonder what he's up to now.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's finish this thing up. But first, do you own a business? If you do, you need Insurica in your life. Insurica is one of the country's largest insurance brokers with 30 offices throughout Oklahoma, Texas, and the Southwest. Insurica is able to customize programs by accessing the latest information from many insurance carriers. They compare and contrast coverage offerings and pricing and will design a cost-effective, comprehensive program to meet your business's specific needs. Insurica's clients become best-in-class businesses by working with Insurica's team of advisors to manage risk. Purchasing insurance is only one way to protect your business. Best-in-class businesses win by avoiding loss in the first place. If your business partners with Insurica, you'll save huge amounts of money and take back control of your total cost of risk. I'm an Insurica client, and you should be too. If your business wants to be best in class, connect with Insurica at insurica.com. That's INSURICA.com. And if you are a whiskey or bourbon drinker, stop what you're doing, head to your favorite liquor store and buy some Balcones products. You got to grab some of Balcones Lineage Single Malt Whiskey. It was just voted one of the top 20 whiskeys in the world by Whiskey Advocate, and you'll be shocked by how affordable it is. Also, you got to snag some of Balcones Baby Blue Corn Whiskey.
It's made from the blue corn. That's the fancy corn.
And that is why it has won more than 25 awards. Last but certainly not least, you got to buy some of Balcones pot still bourbon. Its big flavors make it the perfect bourbon to drink year round. In 2012, Balcones Single Malt won the Best in Glass competition, beating brands like Johnny Walker and Macallan, and became the first American distillery to win the competition. This stuff is the real deal, people. If you love great whiskey and bourbon at a great price, then Balcones products are the only way to go. The whiskey may be made in Texas, but the owners are from Oklahoma. To find a liquor store that has it, visit balconesdistilling.com. Okay, overall, the goal for this season was not to go play in the Alamo Bowl and win the Alamo Bowl. But with everything that's gone down over the last month, that is about as much fun as I think an Oklahoma team and the Oklahoma fan base are ever going to have with the Sooners playing in an Alamo Bowl. I hope we never come back here. And the Alamo Bowl people, they've been great hosts. Everything has been fantastic.
Fun city. I actually love that field. I thought that field was awesome to watch and cover a game.
It was cool. And the press box was as low as you'll ever find. Like it was great, but all things considered, I really hope this is the last time we come to San Antonio to watch Oklahoma football play, even though it was so cool to see Bob in his element again and to see how the players responded to him and to get to spend all the time, with a bunch of the staff. And like, there's guys on the staff that are, considered lower level guys. And a lot of those guys are going to USC too. It hasn't been made public yet. So
got to go where the job is.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them really didn't, have much of a choice. So it was very fun for me. And I know for a lot of those guys to get one last ride as a staff for this game. And man, it's always way more fun ending the season on a win. That's just the truth. So I know it didn't go perfectly defensively in the second half, but this offense scored a lot of points. It's an extremely entertaining game. And I was happy that, considering all the weird circumstances, that they were able to get a win.
Yeah. Yeah. It caps off probably the craziest season of football I've ever covered or really followed, been a part of. When we started this thing, there's no way we would have thought that we'd be happy with the Alamo Bowl win. But I think we're going to look back on this because I honestly believe that Oklahoma's about to go on a run. And I think we're going to look back at this Alamo Bowl year and it's going to be a special one, right? We went from, I think it's hilarious that our fans hated this team when they were 9-0 and undefeated, right? And then ended up loving the fact that they were in the Alamo Bowl and winning the thing. And I think we'll always remember forever Bob Stoops handing off the visor to Brent Venables. That was amazing.
That was so funny.
It was great.
Him having to work through the crowd that was my favorite part of it. But Ted, we can't end an episode without birthday shout outs. Happy 6th birthday to Voss Smith. Keep repping the Sooners down there in Jacksonville, Voss. You're doing God's work.
Happy birthday. 6 is a big one.
Happy 50th birthday, the big 5-0 to Joe Lerner.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Happy 20th birthday to Peyton Andrews. Happy birthday, Peyton.
20th. Happy birthday, Peyton.
Happy 42nd birthday to Carla Whitaker.
How about that? Happy birthday, Carla.
Happy 27th birthday to Nathan Kuhn. We got so many birthday shout out requests this week.
It's amazing. Happy birthday to Nathan.
Happy 21st birthday. Oh, that's a big one. To Abby Payne. All right, Abby.
Be safe out there. Happy birthday, Abby.
Make good choices, Abby. And we've got an interesting one. Congrats on being born to Everin Jet Anstey. Everin Jet Anstey. Congrats on being in the world, man. Congrats.
That's the legit birthday shout out. Congrats, Everin, and be a lifelong listener, hopefully.
Yeah, let's hope so. Happy first wedding anniversary to Ricky and Tiffany Stover. All right, 1 year. Going
Nicely
strong.
done. Nicely done. Impressive.
I put that one before this one for a reason. Happy 30th wedding anniversary to Tim and Diana Moore. Whoa.
30's a long time. Congratulations. You love each other. Keep it going.
And then happy 30th birthday to Remington Walls, who got in the last minute request. Congrats, Remington. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Remington.
I'm tired. Episode 177 in the books. I have just decided we are taking this weekend off. We'll be back with a new episode on Thursday.
Is it because I called Isaiah Thomas, Isaiah Cousins?
Yeah, that
I'm
was
only on my 15th hour of radio straight right now.
Yeah, that was the breaking point. I was like, we gotta take some time. You can hear Teddy from 2 to 6 on 94.7 The Ref. You can hear me from 3 to 5 on SiriusXM Big 12 Radio Channel 375. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. Have a great week. Until next time, we appreciate y'all for listening, and do what you always do, Oklahoma. Take care of each other.